Alright, Chris and Gav here on a road trip. Road trip episode, yeah, road trip episode. It's a road trip episode.
I can tell you've been watching Rick and Morty.
Alright then, Chris and Gav, road trip Gav, where we're going?
We're going to Carlisle, Chris.
Yeah. What a good 3.5 hour round trip.
Yeah. Pick up 2 tellies. Oh, I can't wait. Hopefully it'll pick up 2. Better be able to pick up 2 tellies anyway.
Yeah, it's Gav's pickup video. This is Gav's pickup journey, not mine. I'm just along for the ride. There's no muscle to help with the telly.
I need somebody to blame if it gets dropped. Better not get dropped. Oh, I'm nervous.
Yeah, so what we're getting, Gav, did you say it?
2 tellies.
2 tellies.
B&O, Bang & Olufsen. I've been after them for ages. Just waiting for them to come along at the right price.
But why though, Gav? Do you think you've been forced into this through elitism? Or why the urge for a B&O telly now?
Well, I've got 3 CRT tellies at home. 2 are widescreen and 1 isn't. The one that isn't is, I think it was an Asda own brand, just a generic make type one, you know. It's fine. It's got RGB in it, but the picture's slightly to the left, so it cuts certain games, bits of certain games off, you know, like every game.
Yeah.
But certain games you notice more on than others. And it's been on my mind for a while that I want a good telly, like a really nice one. And it was always either a B&O or a Sony Trinitron. And just finding them's a nightmare, like.
Yeah.
Not up here, they're nowhere. Down south, they're everywhere, you know. So these came up on eBay, and I offered for them.
Yeah.
We got them after a week's worth of negotiation with the guy. Some people, I hate negotiating through email. If I had his text number or even like Messenger or anything like that, it's often a lot better. Emails are a nightmare though. People just don't seem to respond apart from like once a day or something.
Yeah.
So, going up Sunday, which is today.
I know, like I say, hopefully it's going to be alright for you. It's like you said, I must admit, you're getting the B&Os. I thought I'd take this video to talk a bit about CRTs and that. Because, again, when you do start retro, it is the quality in getting an original CRT compared to a modern TV, it is a massive improvement. Like this, the quality alone. But then you don't, everyone like, when you first get retro, you think, well, it doesn't make that much difference. Well, I used to use RF when I first got my computer, you know what I mean? And the picture is what it is.
Same here.
You do always think that, and then you just go to like a
SCART
composite, you know what I mean? But for me, it was kind of like when you actually get a good telly and use an RGB cable on a good CRT telly that takes it. It's like the jump from a flat screen like on to 4K resolution, you know what I mean? The difference in picture, you don't realise the difference in picture till you actually see it in person. It's like, again, when I upgraded my telly from my PS4 Pro, I got a new screen for that, and my old flat screen, the jump from my old telly to the new one, it was phenomenal, and that's what I feel like you get when you use a proper RGB cable through an RGB modded system on a good quality CRTV. And
well, the only reason I ever got a CRT to start with, when I started again, is so I could play light gun games.
Yeah,
that was all the man cave was set around for light gun games.
Time Crisis.
Time Crisis 2, yeah. That's what it was for me. Put it in, wasn't working. I had to look up online why it wasn't working on my telly. It's because it's a HD TV, you know. So from then on, I had to find my old CRT out there, at my mother and father's attic. I just went from there. But that was on RF. I didn't mind that at all.
No.
Until Gus Newton shamed us to death into getting the SCART lead for it.
Yeah, but again, though, because that's what I was going to say. Do you think there is a bit of elitism in there, in the retro way for it is? Because again, me and you were happy with the RF, we really were. I mean, I didn't know no difference.
And that's what you used to play in the day, isn't it? If you're going for original, total 100% original, what you used to do in the day, RF is all you ever had.
And don't get us wrong, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the change because you can notice a picture and it's a lot better. But when it first happens and you're getting people like saying, "Oh, you want one of them tellies, you don't want to be watching RF, you don't want rush frequency and stuff like that." It's kind of like, and it is like, I don't mean this in a bad way when I say elitism, but it is a kind of like, "Oh yeah, that's a crap telly, you want this kind." If it's on a BMO, you're not getting one, or a Churntron, you know what I mean? It's
Well, my thought is, if I'm going to spend the money, I mean, the other tellies I have, I probably paid 5 to 10 to 20 at the most for them, you know. I think a 5 was pretty much all I paid. And any make will do for that, as long as it uses the light guns. But if I'm spending a decent chunk of money, what I am for these two, you want it to be one of the top 2 tellies, really, don't you?
yeah,
And there's no guarantee that either of these will even use the light gun, apparently. It's the MX4000 and the MX7000, but I have heard that on some of the models they use shaded glass
yeah.
and the light guns don't work on them. And I asked the guy and he's never set a light gun up, which doesn't bode well, really, like.
It's a big risk to take it.
Yeah.
It's a long way to drag me out on a Sunday, Gav, for yeah.
But yeah, if worst comes to worst, I'll keep the one I've got at the moment and have a B&O as well, and just use that one for light guns. Not that I play on them as much as I should, really, like.
No. You go through phases, don't you?
Yeah.
Light phases.
To be honest, I kind of liken this RGB from composite SCART to video DVD. You notice a slight jump up when you trade up, but if you go back down, you'll notice it a lot more.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean there, yeah.
So like you get better, and you might think, "Oh, that looks nice," but it doesn't take long to get used to it. Whereas if you go back down over, then you realise how good you had it. I'm especially hoping for that anyway with these tellies I'm getting here.
Yeah, well, that happens with most things because I think when you get something better, it's in small increments. But then if you go back a few steps, it's a big drop back in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. Well, anyway, should we leave it there? We'll get there and we'll see what the tellies are like when we pick them up, eh?
I'm nervous. I am nervous. I've been this nervous since I got Mega Man X2, waiting for that to come.
Right, well, we'll see anyway. We'll do the jump cut. Are you ready? Right, Gav, we're back in the car again. Should we show them what's in the back?
I think you can see it just over your shoulder there.
Look at that, 2 of them. Proper little family, aren't we? Me and you've got 2 kids in the back.
There's our kids, my kids.
Proper our kids.
You're not the real father, Chris. I don't know how to tell you this. The mother. You're not the real mother.
You won't give me one.
Stepmom.
No, but sound blew up like when you got them off.
Oh, it was spot on, like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they're both set up in his garage when we walked in.
yeah, collection. He had a collection on all of his shelves. Not even a garage, it was a shed.
Yeah.
It was a blooming shed, man.
And rickety shed of that and all, like. And just, yeah.
Thousands of pounds worth of sealed games all over the place, you know.
As soon as I walked in, it was like 4 of like the clear boxes you get from like just like the pound stretcher box and that, full of sealed PS2 games. And then everywhere you look, just limited run games sealed. You had about 3 Mega Drive minis just sat in the shelf behind with a couple of NES minis, Neo Geo minis, and
PlayStation, Super NES, Nintendo, Mega Drive, the lot, wasn't it?
There was 1 box full of PS1 Slims, 1 box full of just normal PSI ones, PS2s, box full of light guns. I walked down the corners to look around to see somewhere. There was like you know, like the bookshelves you get in shops. There's like one of them was just full of like Japanese PlayStation 1 games, Japanese Dreamcast games, Japanese PS4 games, all big boxes. It was honestly, it was unbelievable, man.
Boxes of mint Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
It's like
just like casually looked over the boxes, just in Neo Geo, like an original Neo Geo, just casually boxed there, just sat there, not the miniature, the normal one, and it's unbelievable, man. Just kicked the box, like look there, it was like just a box set GameCube and box N64 with all box controllers below us, and we had like everything. It was like kind of like third party box NES controllers I seen on one shelf and that, and just all sorts. He was such a sound guy as well.
Oh, he was spot on. He's an older bloke, like, what would you say, about 50?
Yeah. Say
Late
that.
40s, early 50s maybe. He was spot on. Like, I mean, you get into people's houses to buy stuff. I mean, this was eBay, so it's not like Facebook or Gumtree or anything like that, which tend to be a lot more grotty, for lack of a better word, wasn't it? This was eBay. But yeah, it was a really, really nice bloke. I mean, we probably was there for what, half an hour before we even tried to lift the telly, just talking away about computers and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's Japanese Saturn set up on the tellies with his SD card loading Saturn. It's just kind of like
All the guffins was out on the inside, wasn't it?
Like, you know, sound broke. Like he said you bought a lot of it like when Game and that was going in under. You were selling off cheap on all the games that weren't you when you were.
That was, he said about his Game Boy Advance stuff. Yeah, I think Matt Soulful Retro did that as well. Though he got a lot of his Mega Drive when it was like 3 for £10 and stuff like that. You know, it's like if on hindsight, if you knew back then what you knew now, you would have been laughing, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But he did say he's starting like sell all off that now, so he says he's putting a lot on eBay. So I kind of said on the way out, I said he should try getting himself to like a Donny Market or like a retro games fair, and I think he sounded interested, didn't he?
Yeah.
But if he was there, the collectors would love that, like, because it is majority like sealed good gear, you know what I mean? All the limited editions and stuff like that.
You couldn't see what any of the PS2 games were. Well, I didn't see one that wasn't sealed.
Yeah.
You know, every single one of them was sealed. And it's like, so much stuff. I wonder what he's got in the house if that's what he keeps in the shed, you know?
Yeah. But obviously, I've got these spot on like guarantee. I mean, that's set up there. I think you're wanting the big one. You originally wanted the big one, didn't you? Like, that's what you went for. But you're saying now you think you want to use the little one as your main one kind of thing, because it just.
I originally only wanted the big one, but with this deal going on for so long, I kind of grew accustomed to the idea of having both side by side, you know.
They're the same colour and everything, like maroon red, kind of.
Like a burgundy colour.
Cool, like.
Oh, I can't wait to set one up, like. It's only going to be one getting set up until I can change my man cave round, like. Fortunately.
Yeah. So hopefully anyway, in the next part of the video you'll see Gav in his house. And he'll be showing us them in his room. So you're going to have to uncut this one, Gav. You ready? We'll see if we can make this work, right? Jump cut.
Hello! I'm back home and it was a fun trip. I have to say thank you, Chris, for coming with me, keeping me company in the car. And you're not getting one, by the way. But I've got back home and I haven't set it up just yet. Properly. I've still got my old telly in the hole, because I did want to put the big telly in the hole, but it's an inch too big, so I'm going to have to modify it. That's probably the job for next weekend or the weekend after. It's going to be a chow on anyway. So I'm going to put the little telly in for now, but I've just set it up, brought an extra PS2 downstairs, so I could put them both running. Might be a little fun in comparison between the B&O and the old Bayua, whatever it is, you'll see. Let's just flip this around, which it doesn't want to do. Great. So jump cut with that. Ta-da! There we are. Now that is my new B&O. That's the old one. That's just the little B&O, by the way. The big one is down there on the floor with my old HD TV next to it. So yeah, that looks lovely. That's just run on like composite SCART, and that one is on RGB, and the difference between them already. I can't wait to get RGB plugged into that one and see what that looks like. It's just fantastic. Like, I mean, the black, that is so much darker than that one. Like, it's unreal. It's not quite as bad. This one is not quite as bluey as it is on here, but it is a lot lighter than that. Just looks fantastic. There, what does that say? Someone please tell me. It's been a good telly, like. So yeah, happy days. I'm chuffed with them, like, I really am. Just got her out of this because between here and up there, I'm an inch too short to fit this big bad boy in. This one here. So I'm gonna put that one in to last us a week or two, and then I'm just gonna have fun, really. I'm gonna stick that one in and play some, I don't know, play one of them. There's a giant HD TV there. So yeah, right. Chris said I had to wrap it up, so bye.